Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the 2017 President's Reception. Last year was something else. In fact, we had Fraser Nelson in this very room, and he reminded us of something Lenin said, which was, sometimes nothing happens for decades, and then decades happen in a single year, which I thought summed up 2016. I don't know what 2017's got in store. I don't think anybody does. But I'm very pleased to say that we still have 3 months of a man that I've come to enjoy working with a great deal, Tom Knox, our current president, who's been absolutely top drawer. He's been great fun. He's been here when we needed him. He's had an agenda which I think has had a real impact on the industry. And I'm going to ask him to stand up now and tell us, really just give us a quick review and talk about what's coming up. So can you put your hands together, please, for Tom Knox. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for braving the weather in such good numbers, and I'm very glad to see so few of you observing dry January. It's excellent. Paul talked about last year, and I think we can all agree that we hope that 2017 is going to be better than 2016 was. And I can guarantee you that in one respect, 2017 will be better than 2016 because you will have a new IPA president. Unlike Barack Obama, this lame duck is very happy about his outspoken blonde successor. So I'd just like to propose a toast to the new IPA president, Sarah Golding, aka Goldie. So here's to Goldie. Goldie. I couldn't be more delighted that Sarah is going to be my successor. And there'll be a date for your diaries, which will be either late April or early May for her inaugural speech, where she'll lay out her agenda for the next 2 years. So we'll all look forward to that. Now, last year was I better not put that there. Last year was a pretty bad year for people predicting the future. So it's with some trepidation that I tell you what the IPA's crystal ball says, but the Q4 2016 Bellwether report will be published next Wednesday. So I won't jump the gun too much on what it's going to say, but suffice to say that what it does show is continuing positivity in terms of upward revision of marketing spends, which is now 4 successive years that the Bellwether report has shown that. So I think it's fair to say that going into 2017, the industry has some momentum. Who knows if that's going to be sustained, but I think the story that we can all tell our clients is that sustained marketing support is how they are going to win in 2017. So the Bellwether report will be out next week. Now, exactly this time last year, I stood up and introduced the first diversity report that we had done as part of my agenda around Here for Good. Which was looking at gender and ethnicity by agency and by seniority, and indeed by department. And that was published last year with Campaign, and thanks very much for their support. We've done it again this year, and that survey is now completed. And again, I'm not going to anticipate the results of that survey, except to say that there is still quite a lot of work to be done. The main thing, however, is that the basis for the survey, the data points, are much more robust. So last year we polled 39 of the biggest agencies. So they were agencies which either had £200 million of revenue or more, or 20 million pounds or 200 employees. 200 million would be... The industry's not doing that well. And there were 39 agencies that contributed. This year, I'm very happy to say that we've got 131 agencies of all sizes have contributed to the report, and you'll see the results will be published in Campaign. The week commencing the 19th, they're going to cover the issue of gender, and then in the following week, the 26th, it will be talking about ethnicity. And as I say, we are still quite a long way from meeting the targets that we set out as a result of the benchmark of last year. And on that, to that very purpose, the IPA has done a lot of work in creating a diversity hub, which you can find on the website. And I'd like to particularly say thank you, I don't know if she's here, to Layla Siddiqui, not here, and who's the head of diversity at the IPA, and her team, who have done a fantastic job in creating this resource, which has loads of useful information, and in particular tools and 10 actionable things that all agencies could do straight away tomorrow to improve their performance on diversity. So please do check that out. And while I'm talking about diversity, just want to talk a little bit about the Creative Pioneers, which celebrated its 5th anniversary last year. We've now put in more than 600. Yes, over 600 apprentices have been put into positions, which is good, and 25% of those have come from the BAME communities. And we're anticipating that this year there will be more than 500 apprenticeship places that need to be filled, because, of course, the government's apprenticeship levy is coming into force in April. And for any of you who haven't got your act together relating to that, which is a very significant development, you can come and talk to the IPA so they can help you. In particular, the Creative Pioneers 2 consortium is going to be providing agency support in developing a 3-year plan for optimising the levy. So that will be developing new standards for the industry and putting grads and existing employees on apprenticeships as well. So that is worth looking out for. Now, 2017 is a very important year for the IPA. As you can see from the walls around you, we are going to be celebrating our centenary. And to celebrate this important milestone, a little ripple there. We want to put on what we're calling rather grandly, a festival of British advertising. And this is going to consist of an exhibition that will be open to the public, and in particular we're encouraging schools to come to it. So the exhibition will be in the old brewery, the old Truman Brewery in Brick Lane. And there'll be a permanent exhibition there, permanent for a week. And we're very proud that our 2 main sponsors, who are both represented here today, David Abraham from Channel 4 and Mark Howe from Google, are sponsoring the exhibition. And the intention of the exhibition is that it will be not just a celebration of the past 100 years, but also very much looking forward to the future and trying to inspire the next generation of talent to come into the industry and show them all the opportunities that the industry has to offer. Around the exhibition, we're going to have a series of events. We're launching on March the 8th, which is, as many of you will know, International Women's Day, appropriately. And some of the events that we're going to have around it include, we've managed to commission a special film with Sir Ridley Scott, who's going to talk about his career in advertising. And we're really going to celebrate the many ways in which advertising has impacted our world, from the movies we watch, the music we listen to, and the political parties that we vote for. So as well as Sir Ridley Scott, we've got Sir Alan Parker, who will do a Q&A and is also going to host a screening of his first really big movie, which was Bugsy Malone. And a really interesting story about that, about how he persuaded Hollywood that he could do a movie with kids because of all his work for Birdseye. And we've also got the comedian, if you know Adam Buxton and his work, he's going to be doing an exclusive show looking at the role of humour in advertising and some of the best humorous ads of all time. What else have we got? We've got, the team from Saatchi's, and thank you very much to them. M&C will be joined by some of their political clients to discuss the way in which they shaped election history. And we were going to have it says here, a star-studded panel show called Pop Goes the Ad Break, which will be hosted by Eamon Holmes. Not quite sure where we got him. And also, keeping with the International Women's Day, we're going to have a panel on women in advertising, the depiction of women in advertising as well. And we've got a super eclectic panel which will include Faye Weldon and Cindy Gallop, which I'm quite looking forward to that combination. This is the commercial section of the speech. We are offering Friends packages to support the festival. Extraordinarily, a few of these are still available, despite the telesales operation that has been launched by Mr. Bainsfair. For it, you get exclusive access to the launch party, which will be a pretty glittering event. And for all eternity, your organisation will be associated with a piece of advertising history. So in order to be part of that, do apply to either myself, Paul, or any of the IPA staff, or go to the website. The maximum we're asking for is only £2,000, which is a very modest amount. So, just finishing up, everybody's been talking about 2017 being a year of uncertainty and that we live in a very dangerous world. I think it's worth, in our centenary year, reminding ourselves that the IPA was founded in 1917 at the height of the Great War, in response to a request from the government for help with public information and propaganda. So whilst 2017 may be daunting and we may face some challenges, I think if we're honest, it's not as bad as 2017 was. So I hope on that somewhat more uplifting note, all that remains for me is to wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year. I'm very much looking forward to being replaced by Goldie. You're going to be fantastic. And we'll see you all for her inauguration, and Happy New Year to you all.